anything and everything. But for you to be part of the show, you have to have facts to call in. Before we went on that break, we're taking your calls and contributions. So let me jump back to the phone lines. The number once again is 0700 993 993 993, and the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805.
Let's have the WhatsApp number again, 0809.
Okay, yeah, hold on. After this call, I'll call it out.
All right. So guys, prepare.
Yes, hello, good evening.
This is Kingsley calling from Orine.
All right, Kingsley.
Yes, Daddy Free.
Boss, how are you doing?
Daddy Free, I so much love you. Like, I love you like everything I really want to hear is what you say.
God bless you, sir. Lovely to hear you too.
Somebody came to, somebody said this man was close at China. The truth of the matter is that he does not really know what he's saying.
He doesn't know what he's saying. And he thinks he's calling one Kwekwe radio station by the seaside. He doesn't know that this is Nigeria Info, where we deal with info.
He needs to check out where he got that information from.
He saw it on WhatsApp now. Is it not WhatsApp? Until federal government bans WhatsApp, we will not know where we are going in this country. The day federal government will decide that today we want to walk, they just come out and they just ban WhatsApp, bam. Then we all know that it has happened. Because we're just spreading all sorts of false news up and down. Bill Gates was chased out of China, as big as China is and as big as Bill Gates is. Let me tell you, if Wizkid is chased out of China, there will be a video to show in 2020. Come be Bill Gates. So I get you, bro.
Okay, the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805.
Let's take that again. 0809
597
597
5805.
5805. Now, I want somebody to type this up on social media so people can actually WhatsApp us, because I'll be reading only your contributions from the official Nigeria Info WhatsApp number. And this is the official Nigeria Info WhatsApp number. Can we have the number again?
0809
0809
597
597
5805.
5805.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Alright, with that being said, let me quickly take this. Good evening, my name is Temitayo from Ikorodu. I don't pray we get hit by this virus. People really think making heaven is by sleeping in one church. The Bible says where two or more are gathered, a church is formed.
right here, we're in the
So
church.
brainwashed that whatever our pastors tell us are normal. May God save us from religious slavery.
Amen. May God save us from religious slavery is an amen worthy prayer.
Okay, good evening, Adam Daddy Freeze. The person that works with the owner of the hotel came out to say that the medical doctors injected his voice, and even where he felt very well. It was even played in Nigeria Info FM news throughout the day. I think Wike is trying to justify his dictatorial action. Please, Daddy Freeze, try to balance your facts. Timothy from Moe.
Oga Timothy, I've come again. Did I say that? What did I say at the beginning? I asked an open question. I should balance my facts when I ask an open question. I said, do you think? What does do you think mean? It means I'm asking for your opinion. Then you now say I should balance my facts. But I think you need to carry dictionary, read the meaning of balance and fact, then write it together in a statement. Hey, my darling sister, I'm here. I have their time today.
I can see Facebook did a great job.
Oh, yes. I ate grilled fish with Port Harcourt style bole.
You didn't send me that one. I don't say that.
But you don't, do you eat, are you a Port Harcourt person? You're a Calabar person, Joe. You don't know Port Harcourt bole.
Bole too. What you saying?
You have bole in Calabar?
Yeah, don't worry, when you go to Calabar during the carnival.
Don't worry, you'll be the first person to carry me to Calabar. Manny has tried.
Right.
It didn't work.
Oh, really?
I hear it's very beautiful. You see, these are the things that we should be doing. We should be selling Nigeria to the world. Let people come from all over the world and go to Calabar and go to all these places and have fun and go back and tell them. But we will not grieve. We are not using headsmen to chase ourselves. We are using tribalism to chase ourselves. Let me tell you a story. This is aside. On Instagram today, there was a post about a woman who, a white woman, sorry, a black Kenyan girl who was dating or who is dating a white Canadian boy. I don't know if you saw the story. It was also on Linda Ikeji's blog. She said because of the COVID-19 lockdown, she decided to go and spend time with her boyfriend's family.
Okay.
Now, they traveled about 3 hours to the boyfriend's house, and the parents met her and were nice to her. And later on that night, the boyfriend needed his charger and asked her to go get the charger for him. So while she was coming down the stairs, she overheard the parents saying, "Oh, she's such a nice girl. Pity that she is the N-word."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pity that she is the N-word. And we just hope our son is not thinking of marrying her because, he knows that's not going to happen.
Tell me she didn't hear that.
Oh, she heard.
Ah,
The first comment there was from Uchenna. Oh, one guy called Uchenna. Oh, these white folks can be so discriminatory, blah, 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 blah. I say, you, Uchenna, can you marry Osu? This thing will happen Igbo to Igbo in Nigeria. No, we're not talking white to black now. No, we're not talking Nigerian to Nigerian. No. Igbo to Igbo. That's when they'll tell you that, this girl is nice, but she's Osu. It happened to a classmate of mine. Dated this guy for about 3 years. The guy took her home and he said, no, you cannot marry Osu. But we are the first to point at the other people who are being discriminatory, forgetting that discrimination is an African word. So I just replied him. I said, bros, for your own side, una de marry Osu. Very quickly. You don't jump. You don't quickly attack them. Oh, how wicked. Before you start pointing finger, just think of your own house first. Christ hates sin, but more than sin, he hates hypocrisy. Back to what we were saying. I just said I should give you that gist by the side.
okay.
If Chisom said, you are so right, that's why I'm single now. Oh, if he's one of my followers. She's single because of this whole Osua. If you just tell me your story in a few words, I'll love that. Yes, let's go on.
It's really, really sad. Like I said, my mom stylishly. I was once in a relationship with an effing guy. Cross River State. Our country is just a very wonderful place. A state is not united. In Cross River State, we have like 18 local governments, and we don't understand each other. So there was this epic guy that was in my life. My mom kicked against the relationship just because he's epic and from the northern part of Cross River State. And
it's not the northern part of Nigeria or northern part of Cross River to Cross River. They kicked against it. That's why I love myself. Me, anything I bring home, I say, this is my wife. Everybody in my family say, ooh. As you see me on social media, that's how I am in real life. Oh. My wahala does not end in social media. I will Instagram you one-on-one. I've never had that problem before that I'm dating somebody my parents don't. When people say it, they want to say, well, how na manage? You they try you. Never. I don't remember my parents ever saying, no, you cannot marry this girl. Never. Or you cannot date this girl. Never.
They were stylishly saying no, but then again, it didn't work. So.
Luckily for you, and it was stylish. Some people, they'll tell you, oh, don't enter my house again. You are from the northern part of Cross River State. Do you know that this is the middle belt of Cross River State? We do not marry in Nigerians. I love us.
Seriously, we are very wonderful. Daddy, please don't censor anybody. I am still laughing uncontrollably. If you begin to censor people, who will be making me laugh? Like the Koboko hallucinator.
Koboko hallucinator.
And God bless you too. Okay. All right, Daddy, please, you're doing a great job. God bless you. This religious leaders have no money to maintain their cars and private jets. That's why they want government to open religious places. Imam Jaguna from Abuja. Good evening, Ada and that praise. It is so unfortunate that a lot of Nigerians are demonically ignorant. I don't blame such satanic souls. Only Christ can help such poor souls. On coronavirus, churches should stop this because we, however, on River State Emperor Wike should be prepared for the consequences of his actions after office. Okay.
The Emperor Wike. Everybody they fight that whole Wike matter now. So it's a very sensitive matter for now. But do you know what? Do you know all that could have been avoided if the guy sat in his house?
Yeah.
But nobody is looking at that. Nobody. I was telling you the story earlier on today of the advisor to the British Prime Minister who drove from his house in the UK to his father's farm to stay in isolation. They're asking him to resign on top of that matter. That he could undermine the work of the healthcare services, he could undermine the trust of the people, he could go against the efforts of the government. I'm like, person driving moto. He didn't stop, didn't have any conversation with anybody, just went home. Simply because of that, they want so, and now we're complaining that somebody went to. It seems to us. In all fairness, I'm sorry, I don't pity the guy. I don't pity the guy one bit. I don't pity people who can't listen to simple instructions. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not saying what Wike did was right, but I'm not sharing in the emotional uproar of the guy. Oh my God, this guy, they cheated him. Cheated what? So can we take a couple of phone calls?
Okay. 0700 993 993 993. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Ada, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. How are you doing?
How much you are?
Yeah, good. What's your name? Hello?
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can. What did you say?
Your colleague,
Oh, okay.
I appreciate most of the things. You know, when you are talking,
This is gonna be long.
especially just know where you are coming from. Nobody understood the government. And so many other black people. You don't care. And you don't challenge the radical approach. And don't religious parliament is operating from.
Okay.
So, the art society, if you want to get, I will advise you to go for now. Who can actually, I don't know what they not like doctor, because like doctor, he was never, I think, was never compatible, was not a humble man. And because of that, we want the heart of, especially during the gas, the song is on the mouth. You saw how you breathe. I don't think your death can do that though. When the approach matter. In the first place, the Yeshua thing, that's not the Bible translation and the NIV. These two Bibles, now he said the way they wrote Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Oh,
Okay.
the name was something. So you cannot think that what to call Jesus Christ and what not to call. And for never
Bros, don't they take for this line, no? Tell him to make up his point once quickly, because I'm not.
What's your question, Steve, so we get to talk to other persons?
Balance it with what? Help me ask him. Balance it with what? With Ebangari? Nonsense.
Okay. Okay, quickly, but before you go, hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Please let Bros go. Bros no wetin they talk. I'm sorry. I don't know how una dey try. Wetin Bros they talk. Everybody on social media just they laugh am.
Okay.
Tell me what one sense that he made inside this thing. Make I come start to address him.
He said you should show him a place in the Bible, the NIV, where Jesus' name was written as Joshua, and also that you should balance.
Is it not an Olodo? The English language. How old is the English language? Do you think English was not born as a language when Christ walked on the earth? Let's start from there. The letter J was not introduced into English until after the King James 1611 version. The 1611 version of King James does not have a J word inside. Jeremiah was Jeremiah and John was Yon. It's available online. You should go and read it. He's telling me about NIV that they translated which day ago. Does he think I read the English Bible with them? Ask people. We read Greek Bible. That's where we started from. The original translation was Greek. Before Jerome translated the scriptures into the Latin Vulgate, it was original. The New Testament was originally written in Greek, while the Old Testament was written parts in Aramaic and parts in Hebrew. So for him to say he cannot see it in NIV means that he doesn't know book. This is not me insulting him. You see, sometimes when you make a statement of fact, it might seem insultive, but this is the truth. You are quoting NIV. Which year was NIV translated? You are not even quoting original King James of 1611. Let me start to fall your hand. If I quote you Old English, you will not make a line out of Old English. King James even New English. All that that people think is difficult. It's even New English, modern English. You should try and see Old English or Middle English and see how difficult it is to understand. And guess what? 2,000 years ago, the language English was not yet born. So how do you want to see an English word at a time when the language was not even created, did not exist, had not evolved? So please, when we are saying, you see, back to these things, you want to see it in NIV, you cannot see it in NIV. NIV is a modern translation, but you go and read the original Aramaic, the Hebrew, or the Greek translations, and you see the word there. Then when you are finished seeing it there, you can now call back and come and start giving us a fact-based argument as against this opinion based or on NIV. As a matter of fact, I use NIV, but I even prefer NLT because NLT is a more sound translation than NIV. So he doesn't know anything. It's not an insult, Baba. You don't know anything. Don't be downgrade. And I can speak to you from authority. Unfortunately, you can't. You are just calling and telling me to balance what? That where is Yeshua? Go and read Greek Bible and you see Yesu. Go and read the Aramaic and the, what is it called? The Hebrew Bible. And you see Yeshua and Yahushua. So please, I don't even want to go into all these debates today. Today, we want to talk about TD Jakes. Can we please stay on topic? Don't call me now and tell me a car broke down on Third Mainland Bridge and a witch is looking inside it. I don't really care about all that. Let's face what we're here for.
Yes, good evening. Okay. Okay, Solomon.
let me, let me, uh, let me drink your second.
He's not a guest.
Okay, let me drink your water.
Okay.
I want to talk about the issue of touch coming back, whatever.
Okay.
And I'm far out to the online. So a lot of people are so focused.
Hmm.
But the question is, please, what's happening in other countries? It's happening here. And churches, those acts of work, should be open. And they even, what they are facing in the US, if it happened in Nigeria, and they even talk about church. Oh. So, I don't know whether I'm going to go to church. And another thing I want, people will say I'm a controversial here. Now, if truly we are sincere to ourselves, how many of them have saved themselves during this COVID-19? How many of them? Only. Look, some of them, you know that your church member are not working presently. You are sending account number to them to pay by their love. Jesus called anybody as he needs fight during COVID-19. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I kind of heard some of the things he said, not all, but I think I have an idea.
Okay.
So even though I'm still praying for understanding to understand exactly what he was trying to say, so maybe you'd help me.
Basically, it's just commending your efforts and as well telling people to be careful that it's actually who's alive that will go to church, and that the church, some religious leaders are not being honest with its followers, that they are just trying to get back to business basically, because during the lockdown, how many churches actually reached out to with members with palliatives or help them during the lockdown? So basically, that's what he was talking about.
By the way, Okweve Charles said that if you read Calabar Bible, you see Yeshua at the junction. You need your no even that was a low blow. That was a low blow.
I feel attacked. I don't know.
Anyway.
Quickly, the first time I met with Mr. Femi,
Yes.
and being my boss, all due respect to him, hello sir, and he said, yes, you know my name already. I am Mr. Femi Obong Daniel, and I didn't know when that came out. Like, oh, Mr. Daniel. Mr. Femi was like, you're fired. Big shout out to them, Calabar people. You guys are trying. I'm one of you. I love us.
Big shout out to you guys. I love you guys, especially my wonderful brother Manny. Let me ask you, Ada, don't lie. Is it true that people eat dog?
People do, but I don't.
But you've eaten it before once, like once.
No.
Okay, you've eaten puppy. You've not eaten dog, just puppy.
No. Best friend. I've been before, so I can't stand eating what beats me. No.
No. If I've been bitten by dog before, that's the more reason why it will be on my menu. Something that bites me. I want. Anyway, right now, this is actually today's topic. The fact that Donald Trump announced that churches should be open is a little bit worrisome right now, especially when people like Bishop Fairs, who said, when the White House opens for public visitation, that is when we'll open Until then, the building remains closed. Big shout out to him. Donnie McClurkin also released a video talking about not supporting the disrespect of Trump and all the things he's been doing and all that. And finally, today, this morning, there was a post on Bishop T.D. Jake's Instagram handle by the bishop himself. And this is coming after Donald Trump headed to the golf course instead of church on Sunday. After calling for houses of worship to reopen, Donald Trump did not go to church. Oh. You have to be careful. He said, make church open. He no go church. Oh. Now golf, he go play. If they use you people life, play golf. Anyway, so earlier on this morning, I saw this post on Bishop T.D. Jake's Instagram handle, and I reposted it with my message on it was, wow, I'm so impressed with Bishop T.D. Jakes. This is commendable. Bless you, Bishop. And here's what Bishop T.D. Jakes wrote. As you know, the death toll from the coronavirus continues to rise steadily and is approaching the 100,000 mark nationally. Many communities are also reporting an increase in the number of hospitalizations and infections. Public health officials are recommending that the current precautionary measures remain in place. We take this recommendation very seriously. For this reason, we are delaying the reopening of the Potter's House of Dallas and its affiliated campuses. We make this decision out of love for you and out of concern for your safety and health. Several churches who have disregarded CDC guidelines have experienced outbreaks in churches and thereby the community, resulting in deaths and suffering. In an overabundance of caution, I am going to delay the reopening until we can resume effectively and safely. For me, this decision to open our church isn't predicated on a particular date, but rather a long-awaited state of perpetual decline. As African Americans, Latinos, older individuals, older people, and individuals with pre-existing health maladies and others are at high risk, we cannot afford to move as quickly as other populations whose death rates aren't as disproportionately high as ours are. Your well-being is our priority, and though we're literally anguished by the separation, it seems prudent to watch the trends a while longer before making a rash decision that could compromise your health and those you love. In the meantime, we'll continue to hold church services online and to remain connected with you by telephone, email, social media, and our myriad of outreach services. Hashtag my church, my voice. Big shout out to Bishop T.D. Jakes for that. That's a beautiful letter. Until this letter, I wasn't really a big fan of Bishop T.D. Jakes because I always believed he was a motivational speaker, blah, blah. But with this, I can see that he's a wise man. I can see that he's a thinking man. And do you know that so far, 33 pastors and bishops, many of which believe they could cure coronavirus, have died in the U.S.? Do you know that according to statistics, African Americans are 3 times more likely to die of COVID-19 than Caucasians?
Wow. Okay, quickly, sorry to cut you short, Daddy Freeze. Let's pay a quick bill and then we'll be back to talking about TJs and Donald Trump and all.
All right, boss.
Hello? Okay. All right, 99.3 Nigeria info.
99 points, your reliable station. More information around Nigeria.
More talk, news and sports after this. Coronavirus. COVID-19. What a hostile visitor encroaching on our space and fighting to cripple our code by stealing away our loved ones, one by one, crashing our economy and
Stay home and stay safe. Make una they hear word, oh. Una know they hear word. Stay home and stay safe. I don't tell una now.
Station guaranteed to keep you informed all day long.
I have some sweet gist for you guys.
Stations on the air and online on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3, and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos. Let's talk. The COVID-19 pandemic has accounted for tens of thousands of deaths and ultimately will affect millions more people who will survive. All over the world, there will be time to mourn the victims and care for the survivors. But it is also time to recognize and thank some of the heroes who have emerged so far. Nigeria Info 99.3 presents COVID-19 Heroes, a radio show shining bright lights on individuals and organizations coming to the rescue of those badly affected by COVID-19.
Ify, you've not told me your story. Oh.
Monday and Wednesday from 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon.
I'm drinking this cranberry juice. The thing is slapping my whole teeth and my mouth.
Coronavirus, COVID-19.
Ah,
Would cause visitor encroaching on our space and fighting to cripple our world by stealing away our loved ones, one by one, crashing our economy and setting us against each other. But no, we will fight back. We will fight with every strength that we've got. We will surrender to the fangs. We will resist you with a fierce defiant. Yes, we will. It's not going to be easy, but everything is going to be just fine. Stay home and stay safe.
yeah, I'm back. We're back. If it is I can't call you. Don't have your number. Oh. DM me your number.
Nigeria's first 24/7 news station.
Cranberry juice is good, but it slaps me. Yeah, my teeth, my whole body.
It is 99.3 Nigeria.
Shukwa, please, can you help me screen grab it and DM me? I beg you, I beg you.
Oh, one from the break, we're talking about TJ and Donald Trump. And also, not to forget, we still have OBK's topic on ground. So when you call, feel free to drop your contributions on any of the topics. Hello, Daddy Freeze.
Yes, I'm right here. It is Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze on 99.3 Nigeria Info. And I've got some heartbreaking news for you.
What happened?
This is coming from police officer, senior police officer, Abayomi Shogunle's desk. Do you know who Abayomi Shogunle is? Well, he said,
I think I've seen a post about him before.
yes, he's a very popular senior police officer in Nigeria. He said, a wedding slated for week 2 of coronavirus lockdown. Due to new bylaws, groom's family suggested a quiet solemnization, 10 people, and a big party later. But bride's family opted for indefinite postponement. Groom's request for bride to move in with him till new date was rejected. The waiting groom and his ex connected, and she came on a visit. Couldn't return. She was stuck with him. Because of the interstate lockdown, They stayed together all through the stay-at-home orders. Ex is now pregnant. Their parents are saying no abortion. Bride in waiting, now hospitalized for shock. You can find the story on Instablog Niger. It was dropped about an hour ago. Much to my delight, I've been laughing. If you're stupid enough, if you're stupid enough to postpone your wedding because you see, first of all, y'all need to learn how to get married like the white people do. You and your wife and a few people as witnesses go and mark the wedding at a register so you could get protection. Listen, your traditional laws are not going to give you any protection. Your traditional laws half the time are going to tell you to return the children to your husband. So if you're getting married, I'll advise you, you better go to court. Any man that refuses to go to court with you, dump him. I know women right now whose only saving grace is the fact that they went to court. It's their only saving grace. They will have been cut off by tradition. So just wear your cloth, go to court. I've been to a wedding in the UK. Now I have listeners who are listening to me online. Have you guys ever been to a wedding before? You attended the wedding, you went with a bouquet of flowers, and after that you went to a restaurant to have lunch, and you ended up paying for your meal? As in, no. I don't do them twice, so, for the UK. The first time I nearly got myself. Luckily for me, I had a tummy bug, so I couldn't eat much, so I ordered little things. So when they brought they will now serve the bill around you, take what you ate, and drop your 10 pounds, or your 40 pounds, or your 30 pounds. The second time, luckily for me, I had money. I went for an event and they paid me in sterling, so I was in a good mood. I ordered a nice ribeye steak, rare, with some nice mashed potatoes and mushroom soup, sauce, and oh my goodness, it was good. It cost me about 70 quid, but hey, waiting concern me. I know, say I go pay for my food. And I ended up paying for my food. That's what we need to do back here. A wedding doesn't need to destroy. Okay, what they should have done is should have just gone to court. Yeah, we're moving with your husband. No, we want to do party. When I don't do the party now, I don't see now. You don't see your life now. Ex don't carry belly now. The poor girl go they cry. Now the girl don't even get sense. If you say na me, I for don't run, go meet my husband since. When I go disown me, I be. No worry, disown. There are things that my family has never threatened me with, like disown. He will disown me. Me. I dey look for who go disown me. I'm used to people not believing in my line of thought and the way I see things. So you can't threaten me with disown when even me, naturally, I'm a misfit. So I'll have gone since many years ago. We'll be begging ourselves later. Sorry, I might be no. I'm telling you, after 3 children, we'll go and be looking for family one by one and be begging them. Now people say they are not Nigerians. Nigerians have to learn. You see, there was somebody telling me the other day that Daddy Freeze, you like wearing Rolexes. And I'm not under any pressure to buy. Neither are you under any pressure to buy a luxury watch. You're not under any pressure to buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Bugatti. But every Nigerian is under pressure to marry, and when you marry, you must spend everything you have. We've got to stop that type of mentality. I'm not against wedding feasts, but it's not everybody that can afford a wedding feast. We've got to understand that there are people who can't afford it, and the government also, moving forward, needs to cut that out. I don't want us to end up like China, where they will say like 20 people must marry together. That's what they do in China. Just lump all of you together, go and marry so people don't waste resources. I remember the amount of money people waste on, as in is annoying. You come out of it broke. And then you go and start struggling. No, it's not necessary. My daughter's teacher got married with 8 people there. She has moved in with her husband inside COVID-19. I'm sure wherever they ask secretly, they'll be thanking COVID-19. Baba COVID, thank you. You try for us. So she has to just save us like 4 million naira. We will not get. We will for the borrow repay for like 5 years.
excited about COVID. Thank you.
Yes, now, because it helps some people. Some people will never be able to get married if not for COVID. We are not even talking of the gift too. Some people will write lists for you of 1 million naira. What is it? Are you buying a cow? Which one is 1 million naira? For what? And they say it is tradition. You see, listen, here, I'm all for our beautiful traditions. I'm all for preserving our dance, our dressing, and those aspects of our culture. But the exploitative and manipulative parts of our cultures, out the door. Divorce and the husband keeps the children, out the door. Female circumcision, out the door. Killing of twins, out the door. Spending exorbitant amounts as dowry, out the door. There's no benefit in it. That's my opinion, of course. This is not a fact, it's my opinion. If your opinion differs, but also prove to us why your opinion is better than mine in a case where Nigeria is headed. You see, with COVID-19, we're not seeing what's next. COVID-19 is class 1. Just imagine that we just enter secondary school. COVID-19 is GSS 1. Before we can graduate from the problem, we have to finish SS3. There's going to be decline in oil sales. There's going to be recession. There's going to be hunger. All these classes, we must pass all of them. First, then we have to even go to senior secondary school. Then do another 3 years of better senior secondary school before our eye go feel clear. So let's take phone calls, my darling sister.
Okay, the phone number is 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. And the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
I can hear you, yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my name is calling from Papa.
Son from
I
Papa.
really appreciate, I really appreciate that it's good for all ideas. The problem we have here in Nigeria and Africa as a whole is because we don't like the truth. If we talk the truth, even Jesus Christ taught us that when you know the truth,
The truth will set you free. John chapter 8.
Going on concerning theology because nobody takes time to go to look whether all these things are being taught in religious centers are truth or biblical or religious book says truth. They will just go about with what is in their own mouth. Just like Jesus Christ commanded the Pharisees that they preach commands of men as doctrine rather than the word of God.
Mark chapter 7 verse 7.
So we need to prepare our mind and behave back talking like the Christian and behave like the people of glory who carefully study the word to see whether it is true that the Apostle Paul preached.
Absolutely.
With all our social media, there's great posts with all about. They're going to allow things to go the way it's supposed to go. So when we talk talking about the churches, yes, the churches and all other centers like the school, but to my own disappointment, I have not heard people talking about mosque and this and so on. Everybody talking, they say church. What is there? Many people that are talking about churches and criticizing religious leaders, they are doing it out of their ignorance. Leave that matter for God. I would even appeal to the government. They should take the faith mission. Because the book of Jude 9, from 8 and 9, let me know that it should not come. Even when Michael had differences, when Peter was accusing and Moses had controversy over Moses, but Michael did not use a basic word on it, on him. So, all of us calling ourselves is that we should be able to be mindful of what we are saying. Because it is time now all of us to speak.
Say they care the kind of foolish people we have to hear.
And get closer to God and behave decently towards our government. Religious body should not be against government. Titus chapter 3, verses 1 and 2 encourages us to be obedient and to listen to our government, to the authority. So
Why just they go up, they come down, they turn, they come, it just they go like.
the market for them to follow. If at all they want to reopen, I am not saying they should or they should not, because what I believe, the Bible helps me to that everybody will carry our own loads. So we should be very, very extra careful. And what I said is free to try to extend to make people understand what is happening. So people should sit down and think. When my spirit is talking, just use the Holy Book that there is. See whether these words are true. Let them search for the truth, so that the truth can make us free from all these elementary things that are so bad for us. So, thank you.
Okay.
You know, I also try as much as possible not to criticize our religious leaders, except when it is impossible not to, because we also have to remember that there was a place for of Christ going into the temple with a cane to flog people. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a place for that, and we cannot rob Christianity of that. You understand? We cannot rob Christianity of Paul arguing vehemently in the temple, preaching the good news. You know, Christianity wasn't always that, oh, let's be peaceful. Christ said, I came to set fire to the world and I wish it were already burning. Luke chapter 12. You know, so we've got to also keep those things in mind. Somebody needs to call our leaders to order, especially religious leaders that are being that are exploiting, manipulating, and extorting the people. Especially when you have the likes of Bishop T.D. Jakes, who I believe is senior to any bishop in Nigeria. Because the doctrine that Nigerians preach came from America. We've got to understand the prosperity doctrine is American, the Pentecostal doctrine is American. So now we collect them from them, no be we sell them to them. So we cannot be more senior than our teachers, especially when our fruits do not show that we are intellectually superior or scripturally superior. Look at the teachings of an average Nigerian and look at the teachings of T.D. Jakes. Can you compare? Will T.D. Jakes tell you that the person doing you is in your village? I want to ask you, will you hear, I've listened to some of T.D. Jakes' messages. My problem with T.D. Jakes' messages, he's not too scriptural in his messages. Same problem I have with Joel Osteen and all these people. They are mainly, how do you describe them? Motivational speakers. I believe that there's a place for motivation and there's a place for church. And I believe church should be church. Those are my disagreements with him. Aside that, I don't find his message unsound and I don't find his message wrong. His message is, you can't listen to a T.D. Jakes message and he will not make sense to you. The argument might be, I think this man should face the Bible instead of motivation. But that's an argument. But you listen to Nigerian preachers and you wonder where the sense is. That's how one guy came and said, coronavirus, a virus that is corona. That is malaria. You didn't hear the guy? I don't want to mention the guy's name before they come and carry somebody out. Because it's their work. He was laughing and hitting pulpits. You didn't see the video? I was disgusted, to say the least. And what is this? What's all this? So somebody has to call those people to order. He said coronavirus does not exist. Or what did he say? Some ridiculousness and something about it being malaria or something like that. Nah, fam. You can't do that. Then you hear someone like, did you not read, do you want me to read T.D. Jakes' letter to you again so you can see the soundness of T.D. Jakes' mind? When you hear T.D. Jakes, you hear the construction of his sentences. T.D. Jakes will not come out and tell you that coronavirus is a virus that is corona. Making a joke out of something so sensitive. He said they are giving some people malaria drugs. Listen, you guys don't understand, eh? Whatever in this situation, coronavirus has no cure. So if you present malaria-like symptoms, they will treat malaria. If you present diarrhea-like symptoms, they will treat diarrhea. If you present cough and cold, they'll treat cough and cold. If you present pneumonia, they'll treat pneumonia. So some people will come out and say they didn't give us any medication. Shut up. Because you didn't need any medication. They probably just locked you up to contain you and contain the spread. So you are isolated, given food, because you didn't present any symptoms. Must they treat you of a malaria that you are not presenting? You are not. Have you seen somebody drink cough medicine when he doesn't have cough? So there's nothing to treat. It is when you present a symptom, because I was reading some Jigawa patients saying they did not give us any medicine. What do you want medicine for? For low IQ? Until they invent medicine for low IQ, unfortunately, they ain't going to give you any medicine unless you present symptoms. And the only symptom I can see you're presenting in this case is a very low, pathetically low IQ. Then some people were saying, one TV station owner said they gave them malaria medicine. What were you expecting them to give you when you presented malaria symptoms? Chemotherapy? You see, my problem is the affluence of our ignorance. As in, our ignorance is so grand. If our ignorance walks into a door, everybody will greet our ignorance. Yes, sir. Well done, sir. Ekushe, sir. Ekabo, sir. No. Pathetic. And you see, unfortunately, if it was those days, only you be ignorant inside your house, your wife will be tolerating you. Only you will be ignorant inside your office, everybody will just be managing you. Today, you have a social media handle. So your ignorance is now publicly. Worst of all, you have a congregation and a pulpit. And some people are coming to tap into the overabundance of this ignorance and make it a culture and a religion for themselves, following you as their God. So we need to be very careful. So do we have WhatsApp numbers and WhatsApp calls and anything going on right now?
Yeah, we have a couple of. Okay. Coming physically together is not our church, but the unity of our faith. We're coming together, but we are not united. If we're really serious coming together, let our prayers cease COVID. I am senior. And please, the WhatsApp number is just for WhatsApp messages. Stop dialing the number.
Okay, people are trying to call the number.
Yeah.
Can you see? These are the people that will call now and say that the fees doesn't have sense. They say make you send WhatsApp, they call the WhatsApp number. Why don't you call an email address?
Did you just say that?
Yes, now. Some people say, you gave me your email address. I tried to call it didn't go.
Daddy, please.
Yes, my darling.
Daddy, please. Very funny. Except that bride right. Coronavirus has differentiated between wedding and marriage.
Yeah, so.
It's very important to you. You do it and leave wedding for another time. People that want to get married will get married, but people that want to do wedding and waste money will wait and wait and wait till they are divorced indirectly. This is a big lesson to the waste generation we have found ourselves. Good job, Ada and Daddy Freeze. Dozier from Ikeja. Okay.
Bless you, Dozier. Unfortunately for that woman, they feel sorry for her. She never know it in Jamam. The trailer with Jamam, she never know. And she go cry tire as they see him. I know their type. That they sabi cry well.
When she's okay, I'm just feeling for the internet because we're going to see a lot of men as compost.
Yes, men has come. This Ada, you are not a nice person. God himself knows.
No. Sometimes I go through posts and I'm like, okay, men has come. What did he do? And if you don't trace it back, it is actually your fault. They just like tagging men as come. Okay.
Men are cuckoo's come, oh.
That's how one sent her friend to go and test a man if he's faithful. And the next thing she came online and said, Anita, God will punish you. I sent her to test my man years back, and today they're happily married with 2 kids.
No, be you gawk yourself.
Okay, Onyeka from okay, is it just Ilepo? Okay. Now the freeze, my problem with you is the way you respond to questions, thinking that everybody calling you is your mate. You are not cultured and civil in your approach. You need to mind your language, respond, and be careful. Onyeka. Okay.
No worry, when you two call me and talk like somebody that has sense, and I will respond. I will never, you see, I'm not proactive, I'm reactive. You call me and you tell me that Daddy Freeze does not know anything. Listen to somebody's call. Daddy Freeze does not know anything, that they use Koboko to chase Bill Gates out of China. And you expect me not to insult you. Because talking like that to me is insulting my intelligence. I feel insulted, I feel abused, I feel molested. That you could say such things and expect me, an educated man, my parents invested in my education. I spent how many years of my life roaming the campus of the university so I can come out with a degree, and then you come and tell me nonsense and expect me to be polite with you. I can't be polite with ignorant people. I can't be polite with someone who is showcasing the overabundance of his ignorance. I don't know how to you're right, I'm not cultured. I agree, I'm not cultured. If that's what people call culture, I don't have it. So as now you know, say I don't get culture, not come carry ignorance, come meet me. Thank you very much.
Okay, hi Daddy Freeze. UK government has approved what they call BBL bounce back loan to businesses in the UK. No repayment until after 12 months. Who's calling this number? Oh. Okay.
They are still calling our email address.
No repayment until after 12 months, then 2.5% interest rates to be paid for 6 years. Oh my God, I'm going to block this person.
These are the people that will tell me that I should not be rude. Do you know what it's like when you are holding a phone and you are reading a message and somebody is calling you? Then the call will come in. Cutting that call is like 3 or 4 seconds. Then you now come back and start having to use your eye to be tracing where you were reading. It's not, these people is not blocking, they should be blocked. It's go and look for them this night and give them that koboko that they said they gave Bill Gates in China. I'm telling you.
You just made me laugh. Okay, let me start afresh. Hi, Daddy Freeze. UK government has approved what they call BBL bounce back loan to businesses in the UK. No repayment until after 12 months, then 2.5% interest rate to be paid for 6 years. This is a very good thing. I wish Nigeria could do this. Thanks. And also, I had COVID-19. I isolated myself for 14 days while taking 100 mg vitamin C and other concoction like ginger and garlic drinks. And later, I tested negative after all.
Wow. So many good stories from this ginger and what is it called? Ginger and honey and lemon and all these things. But like I always say, caution must be exercised. Yes, you must isolate, and you also must be extremely careful so as not to self-medicate, because sometimes some people's case pass what do they call them, just herbal remedy. Some people actually need ventilators and all that.
Yeah, right. Okay, hi Nigeria Info. My regards to Daddy Freeze. I guess he is knowledgeable about the Bible, but I pray for the understanding part of it for him.
As long as I don't understand the Bible like them, and it does not turn my head the way it's turning their head, I lack understanding. No problem. I don't need you people's understanding. Because I cannot see something and understand it clearly and now expect to have a spiritual understanding that your pastors have and used to collect money from you. I'm sorry, I do not have that understanding, and I do not pray for it. Eat your understanding. I can send you a plate of sauce so you can be dipping your understanding inside the sauce as you are eating it. God bless you.
Okay. We have a message okay, a question actually from Ugochukwu. Before they say I select messages that I read, let me read it as it comes. I beg, Ada under the freeze. Is it the same God that called CD Jakes that called Pastor Chris? Now I ask you.
I don't know. Should be the same make we no judge. Let's leave them and not judge.
Okay. I know two people who got married during this period with only 8 people each in the house.
Yes.
Be grateful to coronavirus for saving them heavy costs. Coronavirus has taught us how not to be wasteful. Dozier from Ikeja. Now God cut her over Sabi parents. They should marry their daughter.
They should marry their daughter. God will bless you. You will be alive for a long time. They should marry their daughter. If it was my sister, my parents did that kind of thing for her, this thing happened to her. My parents will not know the end of this. If morning calls, I'll say that. Can you see? Morning has happened now. Your daughter is not married because of you people's wedding. If evening calls, say that. Can you see? It's evening now. Your daughter is not married because they will not like me. They will not like me. I'm very lucky. I have very intellectual parents that have sense. I praise God every day for when some people tell you what their parents do to them, I look at them and say, oh, wow. I guess I'm blessed.
True. God blessing and Daddy Freeze, and thanks for the work you're doing. I've been following Daddy Freeze for years now, and I've learned so much. Thanks to Daddy Freeze, I want to be a member of the Free Nation.
Okay, to be a member is very easy. freenationchurch.org. You can join us there. Where are our phone calls? Maybe the reason why they are not they are calling your iPad is because you are not picking physical calls. That's why they are calling the WhatsApp number.
Taking WhatsApp messages. Okay, yes, hello, good evening. Okay, Jude.
Can you buy the wedding that the service that we're about?
Can I do what?
Buy the wedding. Into the wedding.
Can I buy the wedding?
Buy into the wedding. The system is there.
Big shout out Babs Cardini, the magician. I can see you.
Small party wedding, that would be me.
So 2 people now.
Oh, 2 people.
Yeah.
I can actually. Yes, I can. I'm a big fan of marriage, not wedding.
Bless you, sis.
I was there at the fridge to do like into motivational speakers, motivational preachers to the world, and Jesus said, deliver the captives. How do we put it together? And the thought was, when we have a successful day, it is good that we listen to that phrase so that our strength can be good. Thank you.
All right.
I didn't hear all he said, so I'll be very grateful if you could help me a bit.
Okay, he said you should throw more light to what Jesus said, deliver the captives free, and yeah, the statement.
Wow. I don't want to go too scriptural today. You understand, today is just a normal day. So let us please try to keep today as, how do I put it, as secular as possible. I wouldn't say there's no place for motivational speaking in the church. However, the church has turned into a motivational speaking ground. There are so many preachers who just focus on motivation as against preaching the truth about the scriptures. Paul didn't preach a motivational message. He didn't preach a "you're gonna make it" message. He didn't preach a "you can be down but still be in town." All those kind of bars messages. You know, the focus was on the message of salvation, which I believe is very much de-emphasized in today's church. Today, people don't really talk about salvation; they talk more about motivation. I don't know if you agree with me, and that's just my point. I believe we should move our messages back to salvation and away from motivation, because really there should be motivational speakers, but we should divorce the church from motivational speakers. Let motivational speakers have the opportunity, and life coaches to to do their work, while pastors feed the spirit. They don't feed your spirit by telling you you're gonna make it. That's not spiritual food. Spiritual food is teaching you the scriptures. That's why you have people who know only Malachi 3:8 to 10. Once they just know that Malachi 3:8 to 10, the rest is they pay the money and they go to a church on Sunday and somebody shouts, "So you're gonna make it. You know, get walking, but you're gonna make it." Yeah, I'm gonna make it. You understand? And there's so many people who would steal money and believe it's God's blessing. You know? So
Daddy Freeze leaders who are sending their followers to get contacted should fear God. Donald Trump opened the worship centers and went to a golf club. Even in Nigeria, Governor Ganduje opened the mosques, and during the prayers, the elites, including the governor himself, barricaded themselves from the masses. I just pray Nigerians borrow sense. Daddy Freeze, you're doing a great job. Sound from Ojo.
hmm, wow. It's kind of worrisome, especially in a country like Nigeria, where we are going to rush and go to church without the precautions. Have you tried to? I don't want to say anything about us, but do you know that it's hard to actually get us to actually behave? Do you know how hard it is to get us to behave? Stay in line, we will not stay. It's the people that want to be going to church, then will go to the church, they will not wear mask, they will push themselves to get in, push themselves to go out. Is it really worth it? Especially when you can preach and what is it called? And use the internet that is available. And if you don't want to use the internet, there's so many things you can learn how to use. If you get it. Someone said the Spanish flu led to 50 million to 180 million deaths back in 1918. The virus has no cure nor vaccine. It eventually died out because most of the people got infected. Yeah, but that's herd immunity.
Okay, I am trying to understand this message, but let me read it out. Daddy Freeze, why are you always fixated on anything and everything but the gospel of Jesus Christ? The gospel of repentance and acceptance of Christ as one's Lord and personal Savior. I've never heard you telling your followers to repent of their sins. It's always about tithe and other irrelevant issues. Even Christ did not abolish tithe. You did. There is nowhere in the Bible where it is said no one should pay tithe. I am 100% against what these pastors are doing with the tithe money. But stop adding your emotions to the word of God. Muna from Lekki.
My dear Muna, can you just show me where Christ collected it? Because the book of Hebrews chapter 11 says Christ is our new chief priest. Hebrews chapter 7 says Christ is our chief priest according to the order of Melchizedek. So since Christ is our new chief priest, and you say he did not abolish tithe, can you show us where he collected it? Can you show us where the disciples collected it? Can you show us where The early church collected it. Can you show us a scriptural reference? You know, the New Testament was written over several decades, not several years, several decades. There must have been somewhere where Paul was coming and he said, "O ye Timothy, where ye cometh from?" And Timothy responded, "From payeth the titheth." There must be in that whole book where Barabbas said, "I am coming. I need to put forth my tithe into the storehouse." There must be an example from Luke or Mark or, come on. Remember, these people in Acts chapter 4, remember to take care of the congregation with the donations, the free will donations that were coming to the church. So I don't understand his point exactly. Christ did not abolish it, but he did not approve it either for the church. You see, what the tithe was a Jewish command only for the Jews. So I want you to ask him to show us where one single Gentile, and by the way, I hope you will know that you are Gentiles, you are not Jews. You became spiritual Jews the same way the Gentiles became spiritual Jews through Christ. So you are not under any Mosaic or Abrahamic covenant except through Christ. And the person that is linking you with that covenant did not collect tithe. So where are you linking your own tithe from? Please, please, please.
Okay, Bill Gates spent $2 billion alone in Africa annually. His main focus is on healthcare, education, and agriculture. Still, Africans have the guts to accuse him wrongly, make una see wickedness in high places. If they like, let them pray from here to Japan against him. Nothing will happen to that man. Instead, God will bless him the more, for he means well for humanity. They are jealous because God revealed to him what will happen to the world in future in the year 2015. They claim they know the scriptures, but they didn't know that God works the way you cannot comprehend. What has been hidden from the prophet, the wise, and the prudent he has revealed to a scientist. Mr. Gates is doing what is pleasing to God. None of those accusers is pure, okay? Can creation have knowledge over a person more than his creator? Do they know Bill Gates more than God? If he has evil intention about the world, God will surely destroy him, as Herod, Nebuchadnezzar, Hitler, and all that.
Absolutely.
Let me stop here. They should ask God to forgive them, for they have sinned, accusing an innocent man wrongly.
Yes, an innocent man who is trying to help them. The same way they accuse Christ wrongly, and accuse many of us who are trying to do his work wrongly. Simply because we no agree for them. We no agree do that one way they won't make we do.
Good evening, Daddy Freeze and Ada. I wish people can be open-minded when listening to you guys. Ifani Ochuba from Okoko, and then Ifani went on to say, Daddy Freeze and Ada, maybe the couple were not meant for each other.
That's another way to look at it. Maybe they were not meant for each other, yeah. But maybe they were, because in Nigeria, what does it take for you to be meant to be with somebody? Nothing much. It's just that people agree on traditions and cultures and religion, and then you're fine.
All right, let's take up this call. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for picking my call. This is Chips from the solo.
Okay, Chips.
I want to ask that. I want to ask that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask if this program only focus on Christians. What about our Muslim brothers? Because sometimes
Can you please help me ask him before he goes any further and says anything? I am here minding my business.
Hello, hold on.
Tell him that it is the questions that they're asking that is leading us down that when somebody calls and talks about tithe. Did anybody talk about tithe today?
Can you hear Daddy Freeze?
No, I can't hear him, but let me finish. Let me just answer my question now. Let me my question.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to like to me Christianity have become enough at their faith, you know, what to the society at large. Compared to our Islamic brother, like if you see this sit down at home, although like past week now we celebrated Easter, we did it in our homes. But last week we had it for the news and I believe you certified it and we saw it both of the channels. Katina, Kano, or what they not give to that sit and always the worship. And if tomorrow they all have coronavirus go, they will still distribute it whether Muslim, whether Christian, whether Judaism or whatever. Just like
okay, so what's your question exactly?
My question, this program is this only about precisely Christian or because it is talking about this of Christ being the foundation of everything.
I don't understand. We do get calls from people. Hello, we do get calls from people who ask us stop relating to the Bible, and that's why he's answering. No Muslim has called us to ask about anything. And when you know here last week when we talked about sex, we talked about Belinda Gates, we talk about Madagascar, we talk about other things. So what happened when a Christian calls and then asks?
And ask for a topic like tithe. And ask.
We're talking about Christians now because Donald Trump came up with opening churches. He didn't mention mosques. So
okay, now I want to mention mosque. I have mentioned mosque.
Then fine, you were supposed to just
Mention mosque now. Nobody's telling you not to mention mosque.
because nobody had asked that. Now ask.
Has anybody said anything about Christian? All this like this program.
Haven't you been listening?
Ada, you have patience, sir. You have patience. I swear to God, you have patience. You have patience. God has endowed you with patience. Somebody's called, I will have caught since. Did we talk about tithe in any way or form? Luckily, the show is being recorded. We did not go near tithe at all. Somebody called and said, Daddy Freeze, you should not talk about tithe. We talked about tithe 2 weeks ago. And we didn't even talk about it. Someone brought it up. He is angry that I'm proving to them that tithe is not Christian. He is angry. Then he's now, instead of coming with a superior argument, he's now coming that why are we not talking about mosque? Talk about mosque now. Did we say you should not talk about mosque? Did anybody hold your mouth? The issue is Bishop T.D. Jakes is disagreeing with Donald Trump. I think that is news enough, especially for a country that 51% of our population is Christian, more than the population of Muslims, according to statistics, which you can verify by yourselves. And there's going to start being opening of worship centers in Nigeria. And right now in Kano, the imams are holding back on opening the worship centers. Do you think that Christians are not jumping for joy, happy that Donald Trump, that went to play golf instead of going to church, is opening churches? More people are thinking with their religious sentiment than with their intellect or following even the scriptures. And these things need to be addressed. So that's it. If you don't like it, no problem.
Okay, we have just 5 more minutes to the end of the show. I wanted to squeeze in one last call. Let me see if I can do that. Hello? Yes, hello. Okay, Remy, calling from where today? Okay.
Tell him I'm right here.
Okay, go on.
Christians should ask themselves, why is it that you don't fight? I was gifted out of over 600 and something commandments.
613 to be precise.
You can imagine. Why is it as well. So he said he has not come to abolish the law of killing. And he did fulfill it, and he made it known. It's there in scripture. So that's a fact. Concerning the case of history,
Some people just they collect block for their destiny. Heavy block.
you said what?
No, go on, go on.
Go on.
Since scripture is the manual, I think the constitution as well is the manual for problems. Going by the constitution, it is wrong for each case to do what it is. And I would suggest that the priest to probably use the yardstick of the judgment based on the constitution. Like legality and morality are not the same. So you can't use morality to justify an illegality or something that's meant to be legal or whatever. I could call someone who went ahead sometime in December, and the court gave me another note to do that based on court injunction. Something that happened 2 years ago, he was demolishing some buildings, and he was told to stop. His excuse was to hide that for criminals, but the court told him not to do that. Based on this was going to be the excuse. And I could recall about 2 months ago, on the video of the particular Zambian man hitting his son over his failure or the exam. I could recall our reaction, even you are there. We were pleased about the man's reaction, that he shouldn't probably hit the boy. But the man will tell you, morally, he's doing what is right. But you guys are taking consider on the legal right, that he shouldn't hit the son. So I suggest that the suggestion, if you want probably make suggestion on what really, let it be on legality, not based on, because they'll disobey. If they disobey, the same also presented them in the court of law.
I agree.
You should present them right there because let the court decide, not because you felt disobey. Constitutionally, you don't have the right to demolish. It is the court that will give an instruction. So I believe what we said it was wrong. Constitutionally, it was wrong. Thank you, good night, guys.
God bless you, sir. Made a lot of sense.
Okay, sadly, that's as much calls that we can take on this show today. But we're going to continue by tomorrow because obviously we have a lot to talk about and we have little time to do all of that.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Thank you so much, Ada. It's been a wonderful time we've had here. If you guys call, and maybe from tomorrow we will stop taking comments on the church, or but we'll focus some, because I think it's allowing all sorts of contributions, and it's not edifying us in any way. There was a trending topic this weekend, happened yesterday. Trump reopened churches just before the weekend. TD Jakes and co disagreed with him. Trump didn't go to church. Instead, he went to play golf. Blah, 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 blah. I think it's something that we should talk about today. But anyway, we've talked about it, so we'll talk about something else. Madagascar's cases are on the rise as we speak. And I think I'm going to end with that, and we're gonna talk about that again tomorrow, because if Madagascar came out and said that they have a cure that is both a prevention and a cure, I think we need to look into their claims. So far, their cases have risen to 542. Madagascar has 542 cases, out of which 147 have recovered, not cured, recovered. So if you divide 147 by 542, multiply by 100, you get 27% recovery rate. We've not added the 2 people that have died. So far, Madagascar has a less than 30, as in their failure, they increase by the day, and yet A month ago, these people said they had a cure and a prevention. So you guys, you need to work more with facts. You need to work. We're going to talk about this again tomorrow because it is still right there, and I'm sure people are still voting. Hey, Madagascar, 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 matter what fire. Let's leave them until they are ready to provide with proper peer testing in controlled environment, with proper research document, and with the efficacy of a drug where 80% of the cases recover naturally, and you now have a 30% recovery rate, and you say you have a cure. That's not a cure. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Join us 10 to midnight every single weekday, Mondays through Thursdays on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's called Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze.
All right, thank you so much, Daddy Freeze. It's been an awesome one talking about Bishop T.D. Jakes not agreeing with Trump's decision in opening churches, and also Governor Wike demolishing the building, and the man now being tested positive, and all that. But I believe tomorrow is going to be very, very, very much interesting, better than today, and not that hot.
Absolutely. And I'm supposed to join you this Thursday, remember?
We'll have a chat on that. I was supposed to have a guest, a sex therapist, though, on my show on Friday morning. That's 12.
Okay.
We'll have a chat.
All right, definitely. We'll definitely have a chat and look forward to that. Take care of yourself, Ada. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much, Daddy Freeze, and God bless you. Time check, it is 2 minutes gone past 12 o'clock, and officially this is the Chat Station with your radio girlfriend, Ada Blessing, and it is time for the Soul Therapy segment where we get to talk about matters of the heart.